this video on his Facebook page on Wednesday, January 14. The mode of communication is the Izon language with a repetitive mention of another youth leader, Bodmas Kemepade. 2 weeks later, Facebook was awash with news that Patrick Peresuodei had died in Amasoma.
On the 15th of January, I and my brother was sleeping when the person knocked out our gate. My brother saw a Lexus RX 350 parked at our gate, and he identified it. He said that was Bodmas's vehicle. I later then saw another vehicle join Bodmas's vehicle, which was containing NSCDC officers.
Destiny Peresuodei tells us that he and his elder brother, Patrick, were forcefully taken away and beaten.
These men picked up machetes from Bodmas's temple and started flogging us on the back. And then Bodmas and the civil defense officers drove us down to a police station after beating us. On spending 5 days inside the cell, the police officers told me that I should go and write a statement, which was on the 20th of January.
On that 20th, when the boy's situation was collapsing, he was taken to the police clinic for treatment. The records are there. Before he was released to his brother on bail. And he died after about going to 2 weeks after his release. So the people who murdered him are not hidden. Bodmas is there. The two civil defense alleged they are there. Other suspects that we are equally looking for are still there. So we do everything possible to get all these people arrested and prosecute them accordingly. The surviving suspect, Destiny, made it very clear that no policeman touched them. So as it stands, police has no hands in the killing.
They were beating someone inside one of the spaces inside the cell. So I asked who they were beating inside the cell because the person sounded like my brother. I waited for my brother for about 1 to 2 hours before the police officers then brought my brother back to the cell and threw my brother inside the cell, threw my brother at me, lifeless. I said, Patrick, say my name, call my name. My brother couldn't say a word.
The deceased's younger brother says they were released after 5 days in detention, which his mother corroborates.
The IPO now drive the motor where they say bring the boy unconscious. I need justice for my son, Patrick Peresuodei. Bayelsa state government, the federal government, everybody, make them join hand, find justice for my son.
The IYC, the INC, and every other meaningful leaders in Niger Delta. I want the culprits to be apprehended and let justice be done.
Let me call on the people of Amasoma who actually lost their son, Patrick Peresuodei, that government is already in the matter. The Bayelsa state government will do everything required by law to make sure that those who are culpable be brought to book.
The Bayelsa Police Command has issued a statement that some officers of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps are already in detention over the matter.
Our personnel were actually graciously handed over to the police on Tuesday, 3rd of February 2026, concerning the investigation. And my message to the general public is to just let the public know that the NSCDC has this mandate of protecting critical national assets. And in doing that, any of our personnel that is found wanting concerning any other activity that is not part of our mandate, that personnel will be brought to book.
Former Bayelsa Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Andrew Seweniowo Arthur, is counsel for Bodmas Kemepade.
My client did not take the laws into his hands. He caused the arrests of the deceased, and the deceased was transferred to the police, hale and hearty. What really happened between the time he was arrested and handed over to the police on the 14th of January until the 19th of January. So that's the question only the police should answer, because the disease was in their custody and not in the custody or control of my clients. I think it should be a completely independent investigation. And the best way and the only way that you can do that under the laws of Bayelsa State is to conduct a coroner inquest. At that point, the police should be able to explain themselves. The civil defense officers who actually effected the arrest of the disease should also be able to explain themselves. And my client should also be in a position to explain himself.
Arthur is petitioning the Inspector General of Police to transfer the matter to the force headquarters to ensure an independent and transparent investigation into the death of Patrick Peresuodei. Ovietime George, Arise News.